Hey everyone, so it's just me today, but I wanted to take today's video as an opportunity to discuss one of the topics that I said I wanted to talk about more when Megan and I first discussed that we were going to start this YouTube channel. Since I was young, I have been very much aware of the privilege that comes from being a straight white male in this country. Now, most of you watching this will probably know me in some form or another, whether that's from school or uni or outside of that. But you'll probably know that I'm not the most outspoken person, and generally in conversations I tend to sit back and listen more than I have like an active part in conversations. I've always been aware that I've been this kind of person, and more recently I've realised quite how important it is for me to have some confidence in what I'm saying and be able to actively take part in discussions around social issues like racism, like sex and gender. And over the past couple of years, I have become more and more aware of these kinds of issues, and I've realised that I haven't really been taking an active part in trying to discuss these kind of issues and also encouraging other straight white men to take part in these discussions too. And I truly believe that the more people that take part in these kinds of discussions and actually spend some time educating themselves is for the better, because it means that as a society we can move forward with some of these kinds of social issues and have productive conversations about these kinds of issues. And I feel like across social media I see so many posts from people that are from these minority groups or from these groups that are affected by these certain types of issues, and I feel like the ones that always don't take part in these kinds of issues or don't have an active part to play in educating themselves are straight white men. And on top of the fun stuff that we do on this channel, I also want to talk about some of these issues and make these conversations more accessible to the kinds of people that don't normally take part in these kinds of conversations because they don't have the confidence or they haven't taken the time to educate themselves. And for me personally, over the past couple of years, actually educating myself and reading up on these kinds of topics has given me so much more confidence in being able to discuss with other people these kinds of issues and to be able to empathise with them. Essentially, it's a privilege to be able to not take a part in these discussions, and over the past couple of years I've become more and more aware of how much of a privilege it is for me as a straight white man to not take part in these discussions, because you know what, they don't really affect me. I could go on through life and nothing could change, and I would have the privilege of not being affected by these kinds of issues, because you know what, the world has been ran for hundreds of years by straight white men. I feel like it's so easy to see a lot of straight white men, and particularly older men on the TV, certain figures that we're all aware of. I feel like their voices seem to be amplified because they get a reaction, and I feel like for that reason it's so important that we should openly support causes that we believe in and educate ourselves on these causes. And I feel like these days there's absolutely no excuse for us to not educate ourselves on these topics and not openly have these discussions with the people affected by these topics, because we grew up with the internet and we have at our fingertips the ability to find out anything that we want about these social issues and form an opinion. And not forming an opinion is complacency. And I've seen so many times a quote online about how if you're not actively going against oppressors, then you are part of the problem. And I might not have said that so eloquently, but I feel like, especially as young people, we're at a turning point where we can actually make a difference and actually engage in the political system and talk about these issues and actually make a difference and move forward as a society. Because I feel like so many of the issues that we see today are just issues that existed 50 years ago in a different form, just playing themselves out over and over again. And I feel it's so frustrating to me, and I said this in our Get to Know Us video, that it frustrates me so much that as a society we don't progress as fast as we should be able to do, purely because people are ignorant to the kinds of issues that are going on and don't actively try and help those social issues. That's all that I really wanted to cover in this video, and you should expect to see more videos like this talking about social issues in more depth and educating ourselves, because I think that YouTube and other social media platforms can be so good. As much as they are bad and can be bad for spreading hate, I feel like there's also so much power in them in being able to spread and learn about these different kinds of social issues. And yeah, that's why I think it's so important that I should use this platform to encourage other people to talk about these kinds of issues. Of course, if you do want to see those kinds of videos, as well as all of the other stuff that we're going to be doing on this channel, then please do like this video, it really helps us out, and don't forget to subscribe, of course, and I will leave another video suggestion down there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!